People think the dead rise with screaming. That's wrong. The first sign is silence. No dogs barking, no traffic, no birds. Just silence so heavy it feels alive. And by the time you hear the first knock at your door, it's already too late. Rain slammed against the apartment windows as Marcus Reed sat alone in his tiny Chicago apartment. The television flickered with static. Outside, the city looked wrong, too empty, too still. Marcus checked his phone again. No signal, no internet, nothing. Then suddenly, the emergency alert blasted across every screen in the apartment. The TV changed. His laptop changed. Even his phone lit up red. A robotic voice echoed through the room. This is not a test. Residents are instructed to remain indoors. Do not approach infected individuals. Do not attempt physical contact. Avoid all hospitals and evacuation zones. If a family member shows aggression, do not let them inside. Marcus stared at the screen. Infected? The broadcast cut to static. Then, a scream echoed from outside. Not normal screaming. This sounded wet, animal-like. Marcus slowly walked toward the window, and what he saw froze his blood. A man was tearing another person apart in the middle of the street. Not attacking, eating. Marcus stumbled backward from the window. No, this has to be fake. But then came the pounding. Bang, 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 someone slammed against his apartment door. A terrified woman screamed from the hallway. Please open the door. Marcus rushed toward the peephole. It was his neighbor, Elena, covered in blood, crying. Behind her, something moved in the darkness of the hallway. A figure, limping. Its neck bent unnaturally sideways. Its mouth dripped black blood. Elena kept screaming, "Please!" The thing behind her suddenly sprinted forward. Not human speed. Faster, violent. It grabbed her shoulder and ripped her backward. Marcus watched through the peephole in horror as Elena disappeared into darkness. Her screams became choking sounds. Crunching, bones snapping, then silence. Marcus slowly backed away from the door. And that's when he heard it, sniffing, right outside. The thing was standing there, smelling him through the cracks. Hours passed. The city lost power. Marcus sat in darkness holding a kitchen knife. The battery radio crackled to life beside him. A trembling reporter spoke through heavy static. We are receiving reports across multiple states. The infected are extremely aggressive. Authorities believe the infection began at Blackthorn Medical Research Facility. We repeat. A loud scream interrupted the report. Gunshots exploded in the background. Then the reporter whispered something horrifying. They remember where you live. Static. Silence. Marcus felt cold sweat slide down his neck. Then, a familiar voice echoed from outside his apartment. Marcus. His eyes widened. Elena? Her voice sounded weak, broken. Please help me. Marcus slowly approached the door. But then he remembered the warning. Do not let them inside. He looked through the peephole again and nearly screamed. Elena stood motionless in the hallway. Her jaw hung completely open. Her eyes were cloudy white. Blood poured from bite marks. She was smiling. Marcus frantically locking a bathroom door, hands shaking, dim blue lighting. The infected were trying to break in, but then the pounding stopped. Complete silence. Marcus held his breath. Then slowly, he heard whispering, multiple voices. Outside the bathroom door, they hide, hungry, inside. Marcus covered his mouth in terror. The infected were speaking, not normal speech, broken, incomplete, but intelligent enough to hunt. Suddenly, crack. A hand burst through the bathroom door, gray skin, black veins, rotting fingers clawing toward him. Marcus screamed and stabbed the hand repeatedly. The creature screeched like a dying animal. Then more screams echoed. Marcus realized the noise had attracted the entire building. The dead were coming. Marcus smashed the bathroom window and climbed onto the fire escape outside. Rain poured from the black sky. The city below looked like hell. Cars burned in the streets. Bodies littered the sidewalks. Sirens echoed endlessly. Marcus climbed downward as infected creatures filled the building. One of them crawled across the wall like a spider. Its bones cracked as it moved. Its glowing eyes locked onto Marcus. Then it screamed, a horrible screech. Every infected nearby suddenly stopped moving and looked up at him. Marcus ran. He sprinted through the streets. Marcus ran. He sprinted through the streets as hundreds of infected began chasing him through the rain. Some limped, some crawled, Some moved horrifyingly fast. A helicopter passed overhead. A voice shouted through a megaphone, "Do not go to evacuation centers." The helicopter exploded moments later. Something jumped onto it midair. Marcus watched the burning wreckage crash into a building. The entire city shook. Chicago was falling. Marcus found refuge inside an abandoned subway tunnel beneath the city. Dozens of survivors hid there, children crying, people shaking. Dozens of survivors hid there, children crying, people shaking, soldiers wounded. An old man sat in the corner whispering repeatedly, "They came back wrong." Marcus approached a military officer. "What happened?" The officer looked exhausted. They weren't supposed to wake up. Blackthorn was experimenting on brain activity after death. They thought they could restore consciousness, but they brought back hunger instead. Suddenly, a little girl pointed toward the darkness. "Mommy?" Everyone turned. A woman slowly walked out of the shadows, half her face missing, eyes glowing pale white. Then dozens more appeared behind her. The tunnel erupted in screaming. The infected had found them. Gunfire exploded through the tunnel. People ran in every direction. Marcus grabbed a flashlight and sprinted deeper underground. The screams behind him slowly disappeared one by one, until only silence remained. Then, footsteps. Slow, dragging. Marcus turned the flashlight toward the darkness. Nothing there, but the footsteps continued. Closer, closer. Then his flashlight revealed something impossible. Thousands of infected standing silently in the tunnel ahead. Not moving, just watching him. And in the center stood Elena. Her broken jaw cracked as she spoke. "We remember." The entire tunnel began whispering with her. "We remember." Marcus backed away, trembling. Then every infected smiled at once and charged. The flashlight hit the ground. Darkness swallowed the screen. Screaming echoed endlessly. Then suddenly, silence.